Welcome back to TalkNorth.com. Thank you for listening. If you can, please download before you listen. It helps our business. I'd also like to thank our producer, Brandon Morton, and let you know if you'd like to sponsor this program or any of the programs on the network, you can reach me at jsouhan47@gmail.com. Well, we are again running the Russo-Souhan Show from Casa de Russo. I'm sure I screwed that up. That's probably not the right way to say it. But we're at Michael Russo's palatial mansion, and I think the last time we were here, you ended up bleeding all over the place.
Yeah, that's true. That was like one of my first things here. When I'm telling you the story about how I broke this frame that Greenlay was going to come over and hang up.
Yes.
And then,
but by the way, you never followed up. How did the Greenlay visit go?
Look at the place.
Looks great.
Yeah, I know. I mean, look at all the. Trust me, I didn't hang one of these.
What I like about it is you just went ahead and painted the whole place red, so every time you bleed, it won't be noticed.
But if you remember, so this is probably about 8 or 9 podcasts ago. I was telling you the story about how I broke this frame within 1 second of him coming over, and then as I'm telling you this story, I cut my finger on one of the glass shards, like I tried to set it up almost as a bit, but it really was typical Russo.
And you sat there and bled.
Yeah, exactly.
The entire podcast, and that's a good injury. But it's not quite the hockey injury that injuring your finger, pulling up your socks is. That's still my favorite Russo self-mutilation.
But look, I'm a sports writer. My fingers are my livelihood.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I mean you can't write with missing fingers.
You can write with a Band-Aid on your finger.
Yeah, yeah. I could just Siri my stories in.
We're going to get to that point where you just
I have a friend Austin, and I have a bad habit of anytime I have a long text
that
I want to
sentence
send.
could have been a lot shorter.
Yeah,
you could have just said I have a bad habit.
Yeah, so I have this thing that I hate texting, but I
do too.
So I will absolutely just even the shortest text, just talk into my phone and send the text, and every now and then it'll ask me you could have typed that out.
Someday we're all going to be like Sid. We're going to carry a recorder around. Yep. People are going to talk into it. We're going to hand it to somebody in the office, and some combination of artificial intelligence and semi-real intelligence will just produce a column for us.
Yes, exactly.
I don't look forward to those days. This is the Russo-Souhan Show. Hey, thank you to our sponsors. We're having a blast doing the shows at Tin Shed in Savage. It's been a lot of fun. Big crowds, active crowds. Our next 2 shows there are June 12th and June 26th at Tin Shed in Savage. TinShedMN.com is their website. Starting at 7 o'clock. We're moving the starting time back to see if it helps people get there with traffic. Tin Shed, June 12th and 26th, starting time 7 p.m. in Savage.
Come out. June 12th, we're going to celebrate my 30th birthday.
Yes. Yeah. Fantastic. Again, this is your 12th, 30th birthday.
I know.
It's awesome. Hey, so thank you to Tin Shed. It's been a blast. TinShedMN.com. Thank you to our other sponsors, Twill and the Edina Galleria, FixologyRepair.com, Tony Hoaglund, your State Farm agent in Champlin, and Bitesquad. Promo code TalkNorth. God, I'm stumbling all over myself today. It's the pressure of being in Michael's house. That's what it is. So you have an Aerogarden on your counter there, and you said, "Hey, let's make fun of me for having an Aerogarden." I can't make fun of you. My wife wants to buy one. She saw that you had one on Facebook. Now she wants one.
Well, I forgot that I purchased it. It just came by box today, and I opened it up.
How often does that happen?
Yeah,
how often do you buy it?
Well, I'll tell us another story in a second, but I forgot that I bought it, and this big box comes, and I open it up having no clue. And so that's the fun thing about purchasing just endless amount of things online.
It's 360 days of
Hanukkah. Every day you open something up and you're surprised by the gift. This one I wasn't as exactly excited. Everybody I think knows that listens to this podcast by now knows that I'm an impulse buyer. So on Saturday, my nephews were in town, and my brother and my sister-in-law and my mom, and we went over to my friend David and Marnie's house out in a place to be named that we'll call nameless, and to go out on their pontoon. And so I walk in the place, and every time I go in there, Marnie, she's a nurse at a local hospital, and she's green thumb all around. Everything's clean and all that stuff. So you walk in, and it's just plants everywhere. So every time I go there, it's like I come away with plants or things like that. So the first thing I noticed when I get into this house this time is this Aerogarden. And so, of course, within 1 second, without even understanding what it was, I purchased it online.
Of course you did.
So what this thing is I bought an entry table that I'm going to pick up tomorrow for the house, and I'm going to put this thing on it. And basically, it's kind of like your own personal garden in your house.
Indoor or outdoor?
Spices, indoor.
Oh.
It comes with the light. It's like idiot-proof. It tells you when to water it, when to turn on the light. This is the way I understand it. And so, you can make salad with it and dill, basil.
Well, to wrap all the Russo memes
Banana
into one,
peppers.
Can you make pickles and candles?
I don't know. I should look into that.
How about wooden watches?
I'm looking forward to.
And now we know what you do during the summer.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to like the heirloom tomatoes. Is it heirloom or heirloom?
It's heirloom, and thank you for saying heirloom. Now I can make fun of you.
Yeah. So I'm going to start to garden. But back to the impulse shopping.
It sounded so sincere.
Yeah. So I think I've been telling you, so I've been hanging out at Delwood a lot, Delwood Country Club with my friend Austin and Joe Davis. So I golf with them, only I walk around the course and smoke a cigar while they golf. It's like my exercise for the day. It's so
Saves you money
so
in golf
sad. So I've become like an honorary member. I just show up at this golf course that I'm not a member of and just walk around the course with them. Great people, by the way, there. David, the bartender.
I played there once in a scramble, and it was fun.
Yep. Dennis, the GM, Chris, the golf pro, friends with all of them. Maddie in the clubhouse. So the other day I'm golfing with them, and that's the worst part of Amazon. Every single thing that comes to my mind, I buy. So like going out to the golf, like everybody will you pay $20 a hole. I go to walk around the course, and I've spent $500 by the end of the day. The other day, honestly, I was like walking around the 7th green. I'm like, my nephews were just here, and they kind of dinged up the walls. I could really use some painter's tape. So you could just go on Amazon. I've never bought painter's tape in my life. There's some painter's tape right behind that chair. So, it's become an expensive thing for me to go walk around the golf course. The funniest thing about this is that most people who play golf play around a golf and go, okay, I need a different iron, or I need a different kind of golf ball. You're actually out there buying painter's tape. I bought oh, man, I don't even want to say this.
Say it.
So my sister-in-law was here, and she's basically Marnie's exactly. Like, she walks in my house, had a candle going. She went crazy on me because the candle's toxic. Okay? So she goes into my laundry room and sees that I have that bounce, like dryer sheets or whatever that you throw in there to as like a fabric softener. Goes crazy. That's toxic. So she tells me to buy wool balls. Okay? I don't know what the F wool balls are. But I'm on the golf course, and that popped in my head the other day, so I bought some freaking dryer wool balls. And those things came the other day. Same thing. I opened it up. I'm like, what is this? They're like cue balls for a pool table. So, yeah, it's been an expensive couple weeks. Plus, you know what made it more expensive? So I don't know if I said this on the last podcast, but so my mom and my sister-in-law and brother and nephews were in town. And, this is a new house. It was like Grand Central Station, and it was stressing me out. So guess what I did? I stayed in a hotel.
Oh, my God, you did.
I stid 3 days at the... I had 3 days at the Residence Inn.
No. You left your own house that you just bought?
Yeah. So
you did it for the points, didn't you?
No, I used points.
Oh, my God, you blew points instead of sleeping in your own bedroom.
Yeah.
Who slept in your bed?
I think my brother and I actually didn't see the sleeping arrangements. Nephews were in my one extra bedroom. Mother was in one extra bedroom. I'm pretty sure my brother and his wife were in my bedroom. And then we went to a hotel. So it was, it was fun. A little venture in Minnesota.
Yeah, because you don't spend enough time in hotels.
Yeah, I should make sure that I got my 500 arrival points for that.
Well, Michael checks on his Marriott points. Do want to thank Twill and the Edina Galleria, one of our longest-running sponsors. Scott Dayton's, as Louis Nanny said last week, Scott Dayton's a great guy from a great family. We really appreciate their support, and we love their clothes. I wear them all the time. I'm here with my wife, Stacy. We went to Twill in the Edina Galleria the other day. We saw Scott Dayton, and I bought the nicest sport jacket I've ever owned, the most comfortable pants I've ever owned. They're Brax. a nice pair of loafers that I can wear to the ballpark. I think they're called Tracks. And I bought a bunch of Stenstrom short sleeve shirts to go with my Stenstrom nice dress shirts. And, I used to wear just disposable clothes. Now when I buy something, I buy it at Twill. I know it's going to last me the rest of my life and it's going to be comfortable.
And on top of that, it's not just the best stuff you've ever had, but it's really everyday things that you can wear and that will fit all occasions.
Yeah, I've worn the Stenstrom short sleeve shirts every day this week. When I dress up or even just want to look nice at a game or a Lynx game or something, I wear the Stenstrom dress shirts. But really, the Brax pants are the most comfortable I've ever worn. They are more comfortable than jeans. I never thought I'd have anything more comfortable than a broken-in pair of jeans.
And he keeps saying that, Scott, so thank you very much.
Twill in the Edina Galleria, twillmn.com, Twill on Instagram. All right, so did you get your arrival points?
I did, 500 points.
Well, there you go. That offsets the cost completely.
Yep. Well, I got a bunch of trips this summer.
I'm sure you do.
So, got to go to Cabo, going to Trampled by Turtles and Red Rocks, going to Europe, but that's not Marriott points.
No, it's not.
It'll be fun. Fun trip. Going to Vegas, got to go to Vegas. Where else should I go?
Are you still talking to the Vegas GM a lot? Do you still stay in touch with him?
George McPhee?
Yeah.
I haven't talked to him in a little bit. Now the new GM is actually...
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is McCrimmon. So that's pretty cool. They basically, what was going to happen is McCrimmon, everybody thought he would go for Edmonton or Seattle. So George McPhee basically became president of hockey ops, and McCrimmon became the GM there.
I'd forgotten that.
Which is pretty cool.
Let's get to some hockey topics. What's up with Zucker?
On the block. He's on the block right now. It's been quiet. I think that as I've said all along, I think this makes more sense that it goes toward the draft. I just think that you're going to maximize your value if you trade Jason. There's moves that can be made at the draft. Again, the teams that they're talking about, the big one the last couple of days, I've been working with Mike Halford in Vancouver on this, but Vancouver's all over Zucker. Multiple offers on the Wild there. Not a lot there, though, that intrigues me from Vancouver. I've already told you that Paul Fenton called there and asked for Brock Besser, and that didn't go far. But I think that Vancouver is offering everybody from Tanev to Virtanen to there's just not a lot on the NHL team. They do have some good prospects and things like that. So I'll report that out more in the next couple days, and then have a story in the Athletic on that. The Kessel thing, as I've said all along, it's not so much dead, but he wants to see if there's, quote, better options that are going to happen before the draft. Well, if you're the Wild at this point, then why would you even circle back to that? But we'll see if Fenton does. And then obviously, Calgary, Arizona. Arizona would part with Christian Fisher. I hear they will not part with Christian Dvorak from the sources that I have in Arizona. Anaheim they've talked to. There have been some rumors about Nick Ritchie. I don't know if that really intrigues the Wild there. Who else? I'm trying to think. There's last summer there was talk of him, Toronto, of Carolina, things like that. So I think there are going to be trades to be had. Right now, Paul's back at his place in Florida. He's been there pretty much all off season. He'll get back here in the next week, and I assume start having meetings. And I think then all of a sudden they'll really come up with a game plan leading into the draft.
Sounds good. Let's do some Twitter questions. I do want to ask about two people near and dear to us. First of all, once again, thank you to Lou Nanny coming out to Tin Shed in Savage the other night. We had a blast. Thanks for telling all the great stories and being such a good sport. We do appreciate it. And also thank you to Barbara at Tavern for coming out to Tin Shed and visiting. How's Mom and how's the visit?
She's good. She had a good time, except when I stayed at the hotel.
What did she have to say about that?
She wasn't pleased.
Would you care to elaborate?
No.
What if I just sit here in silence and wait until you say something
Awkward
you shouldn't
silence?
say? Yes.
Maybe we should talk about the Wild.
If we have to, sure. From Lance Masshart on Twitter. Any credibility to Zucker? And number 12, for Besser, who do you see in the potential Vancouver offers, including Zucker?
As I said, I just said the guys that potentially could be. This story got out a little prematurely from what I wanted, and the Athletic will have more on this in the next couple of days. Got out a little too early from our Vancouver writer, so we'll trust me. I'll report it out for you.
From Kyle, Reed Albert asked about the same thing. From Kyle Bonstrom, Spurge for Trocheck and Reimer? Question mark.
I don't know. I mean, I don't like throwing these things